welcome each of you here today. This is College Park Center, University of Texas Arlington, as you can see. An incredible venue. We've been working hard to try to get a HBO boxing event here to this venue. I think if we could put it on wheels, it'd probably be housing about half of the HBO fights. Anyway, we're very thrilled to be here. I'd like to thank our friends here at the College Park Center for all their efforts in making it possible. Sharon Carey, Mark Massey, Jeff Davis, and all their staff here. I want to go ahead and turn over the microphone to the Vice President of Top Rank, Carl Moretti.
Thank you, Lester. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, as Lester said, to this beautiful facility, which, if we can do something about the weather in April, we should have it packed. But regardless, it's great to be here back in Texas again. And on April 18th, we're here officially to announce the World Championship fight for the vacant title at 140 pounds between Thomas Dulorme and WBO Fighter of the Year lightweight champion Terence Crawford. First, I'd like to thank HBO, as always, for helping us with this date. It's part of a co-broadcast. We'll start off the broadcast at 8:45 Central Time, and then after this fight, they'll switch up to Verona, New York for the fight between Ruslan Provodnikov and Walter Matisse. So obviously, it's tuned in that night to HBO, for which should be a great night of fights. We'd also like to thank our sponsor, Tecate, who loves being in Texas. We love being in Texas with them. There's nothing better than watching fights and sipping on a dozen Tecates as the action goes through. To talk about this fight itself, you know, Terence Crawford has been a lightweight champion. He's named the Fighter of the Year, and to his liking and to everybody's liking, he gets to eat a little bit more and move up to 140 pounds. But when you do that, you take on bigger, stronger fighters. And April 18th is no change in that. He faces a guy who really looks like a welterweight, but has to make 140 pounds. I want to introduce his camp so they can introduce Tomas. This gentleman I've known for at least 3 or 4 years. He's been in boxing a little bit longer than that. So let me introduce the president and CEO of Gary Shaw Productions to introduce his side, Mr. Gary Shaw.
Thank you, Carl. Difference between Carl and I here in Texas is that he roots for Notre Dame and I'm a Houston Cougar. I went to college there, so I have Texas in my blood. That side doesn't. I want to thank Lester Bedford, everybody at Top Rank, and obviously everybody that Carl thanked. We feel the same way. Without HBO, these cards couldn't happen. And that night of boxing with the Provodnikov, Matisse, and Crawford and Dulorme is going to be a great doubleheader for all the fans watching on TV around the world. Introducing my side, obviously, Thomas Dulorme. We've been together a while. We've been through a lot together. Richie Miranda from Art and Design Management is new with our camp and a very welcome addition. And he'll be up here and he'll translate for Dulorme. Dulorme speaks English and understands English, but prefers Spanish, so Richie, you'll have to take over. Carl, you want us to go? Or?
Yeah.
All right, so Carl mentioned to you about Crawford coming up to 135, from 135 to 140, and Tomas is a tweener going between 140 and 147. So we believe, obviously, we'll have the size advantage in the ring that night. I have a lot of respect for Terence Crawford. Watched him as an amateur, and he grew into be Fighter of the Year. So not only are we getting the opportunity to win a world title, but we're getting the opportunity to beat the Fighter of the Year from last year. So there's double incentive for Dulorme. For Team Crawford, thank you for taking the fight. Appreciate it very much. Cameron Duncan, a friend of mine, who's got a great asset in Terence Crawford, and we're here to derail that asset. And as Lester said, this is a spectacular arena. I've never been here, but I can tell we've done enough fights that there's not a bad seat in this house. So for those that will be here in person to see a great fight, they are going to see a great fight. They're going to see a new world champion on HBO that night here live. It's my pleasure to bring up Thomas Dulorme.
Buenas tardes a todos. Estoy bien feliz de estar aquí en Dallas. Le doy gracias a toda la prensa que está aquí, a ThaBoxingvoice, a Gary Show Promotion, a Art Design, HBO por hacer esta gran pelea.
He feels very welcome here, and he wants to thank everybody for being here this afternoon.
Esto va a ser una gran pelea. Esta pelea yo la voy a dedicar a todos los latinos y estoy trabajando duro para ganar esta pelea para Puerto Rico, toda la raza, todos los mexicanos aquí en Dallas. Vamos a echarle muchas ganas para ganar esta pelea y estoy bien feliz de estar aquí.
Once again, he's very happy to be here, and this fight on the 18th is a fight for the Hispanics, a fight for the Mexicans, a fight for the Colombians, for the Dominicans, and for all the Hispanics in the United States and here in Texas, and especially the Puerto Ricans.
Esta es una pelea que significa mucho para mí, mi primera pelea por un título del mundo, y estoy bien agradecido con todas las personas que hicieron esta realidad, y nunca voy a defraudar a toda mi gente que me sigue día a día y que me ve trabajando, y esta pelea va a ser una gran pelea. Terence Crawford, yo sé que Terence Crawford es un muchacho muy bueno, es un muchacho que lo ha analizado y él es muy bueno, pero nunca ha peleado con un peleador como yo.
This title fight opportunity is very important for me. Terence Crawford is a great fighter, but I will not let my fans down, and it's going to be a great fight.
Terence Crawford es un peleador que lo he analizado, lo he visto sus errores, he visto lo mejor que sabe hacer, y por eso yo pienso que el 18 de abril, Tomás Dulorme, Puerto Rico, México, Colombia, República Dominicana y todos los latinos se van a llevar un título.
I've evaluated all Crawford's fights. I've seen his plus and a lot of his minuses, and once again, all the Hispanics, the Colombians, the Salvadoreños, the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans are going to bring that title on the 18th home.
Le doy gracias a todos por estar aquí esta tarde, muy alegre de estar aquí en Dallas. Aquí yo sé que hay mucha raza mexicana y estoy bien contento. Tengo muchos fanaticadas mexicanas y yo amo a los mexicanos, me gusta, tengo muchos amigos mexicanos y yo amo a la raza y a mi gente de Puerto Rico. Muchas gracias por estar aquí y estoy bien feliz de estar aquí. Bye, hasta la próxima.
Just by closing, basically, thanks a lot to all and to all the Mexican fans. We love our Mexican community here in Texas, and on the 18th, there's going to be a great show. And on behalf of myself and my company, thanks a lot for everybody, Top Rank, HBO, all the press, the media. You guys have been great, and there's going to be a humongous, beautiful show here for the Hispanics on the 18th, so we hope to see you then. We love our Mexican community here in Texas, and on the 18th, there's going to be a great show. And on behalf of myself and my company, thanks a lot for everybody, Top Rank, HBO, all the press, the media. You guys have been great, and there's going to be a humongous, beautiful show here for the Hispanics on the 18th, so we hope to see you then. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas. Okay, to introduce this side, Terence has two managers. Cameron Duncan, who sits on the dais but never speaks at press conferences, and Brian McIntyre, who speaks at press conferences and any other place you find him at. So, let me bring up his trainer and his co-manager. His name is Brian McIntyre.
First of all, I want to thank God for giving Terence and Team Crawford the opportunity to shine again. Thank Top Rank and HBO for, you know, putting together the fight. I want to clear up a few things that were said earlier. Second of all, with you, Gary Shaw, we appreciate you. I respect you 100%. You, Mr. Dulorme, you, the manager. No, thank y'all for taking the fight. I want to clear that up first. Second of all, the Mexicans, I know he understands English. The Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Hispanics, the Dominicans, or the Colombians, they can't help you fight, bro. I'm not trying to be disrespectful for Queen or their camp, but hey, it's between you and Terence. May the best man win.
All right, keep it nice. You know, when you're a world champion, it means you fight all around the world. And that's what Terence has had to do as an amateur and clearly as a pro. He won the title in Scotland in a hostile environment. He came back, he defended it. And it doesn't mean you fight in Omaha every time you get a chance to fight. We want to fight around the United States. He's the fighter of the year. He's not just the fighter of the year in Omaha, Nebraska. He's the fighter of the year. And that's what that means. You fight wherever, and the marketability and his popularity will grow each fight. And on April 18th, when that night's over, we'll have a lot more Terence Crawford fans because he'll be the new junior welterweight champion of the world. So let me bring him up, the fighter of the year from Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, HBO, Top Rank, Cameron Duncan, Brian McIntyre, Team Crawford, Team Dulorme, taking the fight, Gary Shaw. This fight gonna be fun. You know, I can already tell. For one, he thinks he's gonna be the bigger and stronger guy in the ring, which I don't believe he's not. Come fight time, I'll show everybody that I'm gonna be in control. It's gonna be a great fight, and I look forward to getting my hand raised at the end. Everybody stay tuned, come out, show your support, whether it's for me or Thomas. We're gonna put on a great performance, and I'm gonna put on a great show. Thanks, have a nice day.
You know, what Terence did mention, a couple of months ago we were going back and forth on the phone, and he's a Green Bay Packers fan, and he knows that I'm a Cowboys fan. And we'll have your Des Bryant jersey for you the next time. So he kept asking about, can we get him Super Bowl tickets as soon as that catch wasn't ruled a catch, even though we all know it was.
That's right.
He said, yeah, we'll get you Super Bowl tickets. And then the problem was Green Bay had to go to Seattle next week and talk about a choke. You know, they did. So we're out of Super Bowl tickets, but we know so he said, well, can I have 2 tickets for Mayweather Pacquiao instead? I said, we'll talk about it. Just do what you got to do on April 18th. But thank you for coming out today. We'll see you the whole week with Lester having a whole week of activities. Tickets go on sale Friday. They range from 25 to 200 as long as we can get the seating chart done today. We'd like to thank again our sponsor, Tecate, and we'll have further announcements on the undercard as we move forward. And we appreciate you coming out, and we'll see you the week of the 18th. Thank you.
Also, when this is over, right up here, there's a concession stand, and we've got hot dogs for all-you-can-eat hot dogs till they run out. So, right up there, hot dogs and drinks, and let me get this out.
Let's move that mic. Cameras down for a minute, fellas. We get a pose this way? Yep.